Hello, and a warm welcome to the Ghatna Chakra book video. Let's begin this journey where we will present every topic in a simple, clear, and exam-oriented manner.
All right, today we are diving into a really fascinating legal puzzle from India, one that kind of messes with the whole idea of what it means to own something. So, just imagine this for a second. You own a piece of land. It's yours forever. You can pass it down to your kids, they can pass it down to theirs, but you are legally forbidden from ever selling it. It sounds like a total contradiction, doesn't it? Well, for a long time, this was the actual reality for a whole class of landowners in India. So first up, let's get right to the heart of this strange situation, what I'm calling the permanent paradox. Okay, the official term is Bohemi Dar with non-transferable rights. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, I know. So let's just break that down. A Bhumi Dar is basically a landowner, and their rights were permanent and heritable, which, sounds pretty good. But the crucial part, the real trap, is right there in the name. Non-transferable. You owned the land, but you couldn't sell it, you couldn't mortgage it, you couldn't transfer it at all. And this is where you can really see the problem laid out bare. On one side, you've got these non-transferable rights, permanent, heritable. On the other, transferable rights. I mean, they look almost identical, except for that one single game-changing detail, the right to sell. This tiny difference created a massive inequality, basically locking these landowners out of the full economic power of their own property. Now, you can probably guess a situation like that is bound to cause some serious issues. And eventually, the government realized this imbalance had to be fixed. Which brings us to the next chapter in our story, the need for a new right. The reason for the change was really clear. The government's stated goal, and this is taken right from the source material, was to protect the interests of these landowners and to grant the right of equal transfer. It was basically a mission to level the playing field. So the intention was there. But how do you actually fix a problem that's so deeply baked into the law? Well, it all came down to one powerful legislative move, the 1955 legal shift. So the big turning point was in 1955. Before that, these rights were just stuck in this weird legal limbo. But then, in 55, the government passed the UP Zamindari Abolition and Land Reforms Amendment Act. This one law was the key that was going to unlock the land from thousands and thousands of people. And the solution they came up with was actually pretty smart. Instead of rewriting the whole thing, the lawmakers just slipped a brand new clause into the existing act. It was called Section 131-B, and this tiny addition was about to have a huge impact. Okay, so how did this new section actually work? Well, it wasn't an instant fix. The law set up this gradual, automatic change over time, what we're calling a 10-year transformation. And 10, that was the magic number. The law created this really clear, predictable path forward, and it was all based on this one time frame. It gave landowners something solid to plan for, finally, a light at the end of the tunnel. The real beauty of this system was its simplicity. Check it out. Step 1. A person held these non-transferable rights. Step 2, they just had to wait for 10 years to pass. And then, step 3, presto. Their rights automatically converted to become fully transferable. No complicated paperwork, no expensive legal battles. It was all just about time. Sounds like the perfect solution, right? A simple, elegant fix to a really complicated problem. But, as anyone who's ever dealt with the law knows, there is always some important fine print. And yep, here's the catch. The legislation states that this automatic 10-year upgrade was, and I quote, subject to several restrictions. So while this new law opened a really important door, it didn't exactly tear down all the walls. It just added a whole new layer of complexity to the mix. So that 1955 act was a huge step forward, no doubt. It turned a legal paradox into a real, tangible right for people. But that little phrase about restrictions, that's a powerful reminder that progress isn't always a straight line. It really forces us to ask, the law unlocked a new right, but what restrictions remained? What other hurdles were still in the way even after the ink on the law was dry? It really makes you think.